seems like food coins have been very popular.
What's up, everybody? Can you hear me all right? I'm going to add everybody.
Food coins.
What up, what up? Good evening.
Welcome to Hex Guild. We do this noon Texas time on Wednesdays every week. It's a group meeting of the t.me/Hex Foodies group, now renamed Hex Guild. So welcome, everybody. There is a link available. We will spread that everywhere. If you would like to join us, please do. Dr. Moore, do you have good internet connection now? I see that you've been in and out.
You're muted as well. Unmute yourself.
I think he's going to be in and out with us. So we've been talking a little bit in the green room about these prints that I just got from the printer. So these are about the size of an American dollar bill. And this is meant to be the tails side. And this is meant to be the head side, I guess. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I created these so that they would be HSI stakes. So you could intrigue people into Hex. So you, the Hexakin, put your email address here, and then people follow the steps, and then they should queue into your email address. Here's some more follow-up information, but this explains that you will help guide them through the process of having a MetaMask wallet and receiving an HSI stake And so you, the Hexagon, will, if you want to participate in this, create a 5-year HSI stake. I'm not recommending any size. I wonder, like, how many hex should we recommend would be like the minimum, like 100?
Maybe 200, 100, something like
Yeah.
that. You don't want to give out
Like,
tens of thousands of or hundreds of thousands of hex.
right. So like maybe just $5 each person, to where you're spending like $2.50 on hex and $2.50 on the creation of the HSI, and then another $2.50 on sending it to their wallet.
Yeah,
Something like that.
that reminds me, like the gifting of crypto reminds me of this news story that I read sometime like mid 2017. A Finnish taxi driver picked up a group of tech students in Helsinki, and that that actually happened already, like before, like maybe 2013, 2014, when he picked up the drivers, and they gave him like 10 Bitcoin in a paper wallet, and it was worth maybe $50 or something. And you know what the guy did? He sold them and he bought a Rolex.
Oh,
Immediately when he remembered,
What
like
is
2017, hey, I think I got some of those Bitcoin. He found his paper wallet, and I think he had like a Bitcoin in it. He sold it and he got a Rolex immediately. So he decided that that's long enough for him to hold on to the fastest appreciating asset there has ever been.
in his lifetime, that was a
So-
really good example. And so,
Zal
like,
meer vuilniszak
I
hebben.
respect that. Hey, Facing, mute yourself.
Ik
Ja,
vind het
ik
gewoon
ook.
weer jammer dat de hele dag is er niks.
Dude,
Ik ga live en de
you
hele
you need to mute yourself. There you go.
I just did it for him.
Yeah. I'm live and all you fuckers are running behind me. This shit doesn't fly. That's what he was saying to his kids. That's what I say to mine when they're running around. So I don't speak Dutch, but I understood the intonation there. Sort
That's
of.
awesome. So, let's see, the Bitcoin paper wallet. So it worked out for that guy. I wonder where he left it, like in the kitchen drawer or in his files, where he was.
Yeah, maybe
Like-
or somewhere like at work. Maybe he just put it up like on the top of the shelf where you put your shit from your pockets when you change your uniform. You take the dirty one to the cleaners.
So I wonder how many other things were lost. Like maybe like 1 in 50 paper wallets from 2016 made it through.
Yeah, and there was a paper wallet that looked perfectly normal, regular, like a regular Bitcoin paper wallet. But what happened was, when you sent your Bitcoin into that paper wallet, you sent it to some guys in North Korea, and they just withdrew your Bitcoin.
Facing reality earlier, you were unmuted. I muted you.
Oh,
So
sorry.
just let me know if we need to do something about that. I see Morton Hikes over there in the chat. Welcome, man.
Hey, Morton.
HOA as well. You're
Yeah,
always welcome to come on
Hexaner, you
stream.
need to say what Facing Reality was talking about. Can you quickly summarize in the chat? Was I even close to correct in my guess? I think I was. See, he's going out again, even though you said not to. Fucking anarchists! They're
Yeah,
your
exactly.
kids, man. You're the one
It's
to
the
blame.
second time in a row that You don't see them all day. They're like non-existent. And then I said, okay, at 7 o'clock, I have a live stream. I'm setting everything up. And as soon as we go live, the whole family decides to do a rebuild. It's the second time in a row now. It's just so annoying.
They start rearranging furniture. Like it's yeah.
Yeah.
What if we put
Funny.
the sofa there? Oh,
So when we were in the green room facing reality, you were talking about gifting people hex and them being stubborn or not following through with it.
Yeah.
Will you say a few remarks to that?
Yeah, in the past, especially before Hex did his whole run up to onboard people, you walk through the process of getting the MetaMask, sending them some hacks, and then having them incentivize them to do the things that you need to do within the Hex contract, just to find out that after 6 months, people don't even know where you're talking about. Like it's
yeah,
you got to keep holding their hand like constantly. It's if you don't talk to them for a couple of weeks, it's out of their system already.
yeah. They
And then
forget
as soon
everything.
as you introduce it again, they where did I left my password, or where did they can't remember anything. They're not in tune with what they actually need to be doing. It's so hard to onboard people into crypto.
It's hard to onboard people who didn't know they are about to be onboarded. So if you're giving away crypto, it's like extra difficult because, yeah, when you woke up in the morning, you didn't know that you're gonna be owning crypto in the afternoon. I would imagine it's easier to onboard somebody who is already interested, who like gets the sort of the sales pitch and wants to be involved. Then it's easy because then they're sort of personally involved. They listen to you more and like take
Yeah,
the advice. But if you
I
just
think.
go to your mom and say we're gonna get you in crypto, mom, and she's doing her thing. That's how I
Yeah,
lost, or my mom lost 3 Bitcoin.
I lost some nice
Write the
Litecoin in the past as
password.
well.
Write the
Yeah,
password down. Write it down over there to
yeah,
that paper there. Write the password down. Yeah. I'll write it down. And then,
exactly.
like
Maybe
three
when you
years
onboard
later, where's
people,
the paper? What?
instead of just only giving them crypto, have them put in the same amount from their own money
Ooh,
before you give it to them.
so
Now we're
match.
both
Offer to
invested.
match.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Now they are invested personally. Maybe that helps.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
would
neat.
imagine it helps. Yeah,
So I
and it's
recall.
always and it's always more. The person gets more involved if you do like a one-to-one with whatever it is that they stake. That keeps them more involved, like emotionally, because it's their money as well. So it's like the two of you are rooting for the hex to go up or whatever, because it's both of your monies.
Yeah, exactly.
So us talking about this has made me think back to the people that I've successfully onboarded to Hex and who have really taken it up and learned as much as they can. And I think it was thanks to the Telegram chat being live, the audio, the audio being presented over there to YouTube as well, because it was a great thing that people could run in the background and learn the jargon and start to figure out how it was that they wanted to navigate the space. There was the hype of Pulse Chain during that time period when I had a lot of excitement towards it, and also people were bailing out of the stock market, the areas that they thought were supposed to be like AMC stock and their
Yeah,
Robinhood apps and things like that. So it was it was a quick thing for them to look elsewhere once it was that they were already on Robinhood app as well.
Yeah, the Staker app is really good for somebody who's already accustomed to stuff like Robinhood, because it's like there's so many similarities. It's on your phone. You do all the things in that one interface.
I had
So
an idea the other
it's
day
easy.
that maybe Richard would make a cell phone.
Yeah, like a hexagon phone. That'd be fucking awesome.
Well, I hope it's not in the form of a hexagon. That would be awkward.
Yeah, yeah, really difficult to put in your pocket. No, but it would be awesome to have like a phone which is completely like separate from all the Google stuff and all the Facebooks and Twitters already pre-installed. You could have like a phone that has like everything inside, like the hardware is there, but you get to decide what you want to install and run on your phone. And if you don't, it's just a phone. Because I wouldn't mind like one of those 3G or 4G phones, because they lasted forever. If you
Yes.
just like my old Nokia phones lasted for 9 days with one charge,
Yep. My
and you could speak
6310i.
hours and hours with it, fucking hours. Yeah, I used to charge my phone on the weekend
Same.
and
Like
like
literally.
Saturday, blip, and leave it
Yep.
there for a couple of hours, and it was good for a week.
Huh.
And you could
But of
drop
course,
it 3
but
stories.
yeah. But if you think about the amount of data that goes through a phone nowadays, it's of course it's I think it's like 10 times more, 100 times more data goes through the phone now than what it is what it was when it was only a telephone.
Yeah, make that 1,000,000.
Yeah, that
It's
explains why the battery runs dry
yeah.
so fast.
Yeah, the biggest drainer for the battery is actually the screen. And since we want bigger and bigger phones with bigger and bigger screens, it will only hurt your
Yeah,
battery. So,
yeah.
Very
Hey
good point.
Paul, hey Red Squirrel. We got all familiar faces in here.
So the reason why I mentioned the thing about the phone was because it came to mind whenever people were talking about, if Elon Musk made a phone, would you buy it? That was the thing going around Twitter a week and a half ago.
I wouldn't buy anything from Elon Musk.
exactly.
No, thank you.
Yep, I'll pass.
Yeah. Like the dude, he didn't invent anything when it comes to Tesla. He just bought a
Nope.
company who had already everything ready, and then made it
Just
look
like
like
his
he was
previous company.
made it look like it was his
Mhm.
idea, and he was the head honcho. Was really upset about people not giving him credit in public for Tesla.
Yeah. But that's what you see in a lot of multinationals or big corporation that we now think is owned by supposedly the founder, even though it's not the founder. Just bought
Yeah,
it up.
it
So
looks like D-Raj hamster died and his internet doesn't work.
He's out of juice.
Yeah, the internet hamster died. I'm sorry, guys, but the coffee smells so delicious over there. I'm gonna have
Yep.
to get me a cup. I'll be right back.
It's delicious.
hey, Facing,
Yeah.
do you mind sharing the idea that you had of how to distribute a goodie bag to
Oh
help
yeah.
people with security
Yeah,
and,
sure.
like getting people the basics? So these are hexagons. These are goodie bag ideas in order for us to influence and infiltrate and spread the word.
Yeah. So we were the idea came from we experienced the Crypto Spar book team. I was lucky enough to visit Albany in November. That was really amazing. And we were thinking about how can we get people more excited and engaged into this whole thing called crypto. So why not create a goodie bag where everything is already in it? So since we can't give them a ledger or a treasure directly for obvious reasons, we can give them a paid voucher where they can buy their treasure for directly from the manufacturer,
Order
then
it.
have
You
enough
you
content.
you would give the voucher to where all
Yes,
they have to do is go give their information on where it needs to be delivered,
exactly.
because it's the whole goodie bag is already prepaid for with the event, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then give maybe one, two, three, four, five, depending on how much funding you will have for a particular event. You can give people a goodie bag where everything is already in it. So the hardware wallet, how to use it, how to engage with it, how to get your hacks, get some memorabilia in it, maybe some stroopwafels because clearly everybody loves them. So
Indeed.
and make it more like a total package of an experience that they themselves need to follow through instead of somebody just giving you a ledger or giving you some hacks and then throwing them in the deep side. It was just a thought.
Indeed.
And then
Um,
maybe give a bonus out that as soon as they did everything, so they created their own treasure wallet, they donate or deposited some ETH in it, get their hacks, did everything they needed to do, staked it, then maybe incentivize them by giving them an HSI or a maxi or a hex stake or hex in general. It could be anything.
that would be interesting to recognize the rank that somebody had gotten to and awarding them.
Yeah,
I mean, even though Hex and being involved in crypto at such an earlier time is such an early time um, is an award upon itself.
yeah.
It's
They now had to take time and effort to get to a certain position to get the rewards. And it's the same thing as what Richard always says. As soon as people need to pay for something, they value it. Well, what's
Mm.
another form of paying? Giving your time. It's pretty much the same thing. So as soon as people need to put time into it, they value it more. And when they achieve it, what is an achievement? Because let's be honest, crypto isn't easy when you're new into it. Then give them the incentivization of a reward for getting to that point. And now they are personally invested, got their own money in, know how everything works. And as a bonus for getting to that point, they will get something extra.
Mm.
the time in makes me think about whenever I go and do those educational things on Coinbase.
Yeah.
Whenever they say like, "Hey, we've got a new coin for you to look
Yeah.
at. We'll offer you like $3 of $1 each quiz,"
Yeah.
and it's just answering a question. And if you answer it wrong these days, if you answer it wrong, you just can guess again.
Yeah, and it's still paid. And if you refer a friend, then yeah.
Oh man, sounds stupid.
It's funny that I've saw that. How long have they have it now? Probably a year and a half on Coinbase. All these things, and I haven't done any. The only reason I
Mm.
use Coinbase is in and out, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck
So
your tests.
Yeah, exactly.
you could possibly earn about $30 and transfer that over to Ethereum or whatever.
That's true.
I don't know if the tests that I took 2 years ago or a year and a half ago that you could take them now. I don't know. But I know that I can't go and retake the same tests and earn more and more coins. And of course, what you're learning about is what they gift you, but they don't stop you from cashing out of it immediately
Nope.
afterwards.
Yeah, and most of them go to zero anyway.
Well, that's
So
the
it's
point,
better
is
to sell them quickly.
to get some Ethereum liquidity. so
Yeah.
that you can do whatever you want on the chain. So I've been sending out cards. If anybody watching this has an address that you're comfortable with giving me, I will send you free hex cards. You can decide how to hand them out the best that you want to. What's most efficient for you, but what I'm promoting is that people get one-to-one on their community level, being able to talk about crypto and hex, and because we are the people to spread it to good people. Like that's something that was displayed to me from an early position. Like the first time that we ever had a hex meetup in Vegas, I met Hex Farmer, who is over here in Austin, just 20 miles south of me. And he emphasized good people. And over the years, I'm starting to realize that basically the only people who would understand Hex, who wouldn't FUD it, are good people. And I'm not saying if you FUD it, you're bad. And if you don't FUD it, you're good. What I'm saying is, people who understand delayed gratification, people who are okay with locking up a value to receive more later, people who are strong enough of individuals to do something now with no expectation, but yet then there's that icing later on.
Yeah, it's weird that it is a rare sort of a characteristic, the ability to wait a minute. And now that we're like finger banging that 2 cent, 1 cent border there, you can clearly see that there's a lot of people who came in like early 2021 who never staked, and they're absolutely fucked now because
Yep.
it's all fine and good to talk about long-term perspectives and whatever when you've 50x'd your investment, but watch it go down and not get anything in return. Like my friend's daughter staked her hex during I think the first 4 months or something, so really early. She staked like 300 euros worth of hex, and it's still thousands and thousands of euros. and
Exactly.
and and, and she doesn't get it, but it's luckily it's staked, so there's nothing she can do. But she's complaining like, oh my god, it was 13,000 euros, oh my god, and now it's only a couple of grand. And my friend was like, god damn it, kid, like you had 60,000 hex or something, and it was staked, and now you have 170,000 hex, and you don't see any, nobody's down.
Yeah.
Fucking
They
hell,
forgot
man.
they started off with $300.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
part we forget. We only
yeah,
remember that it at one point was 18K, and now,
yeah. Now it
yeah,
very much less K, but still up in the thousands.
yeah. When I have this discussion with relatives or people that I try to let them see what the new innovation is going to be, they all still think it's monopoly money. It's too much of a risk. Your money will go up and down. And then I said, look, we
The
needed
other money
14
only goes
years.
down.
Yeah, we needed 14 years to double my money in stocks. I needed 16 years to pretty much double my money in real estate. I can 100x my money every 4 years in crypto. What
Yeah,
are we
or
talking about? It's only
you
four
can
years.
you can double your money on a Tuesday.
Yeah, you have a chance to win the lottery every 4 years, like
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, but like a 2x is so quick to do in crypto that it can
Yeah,
just
that's a Monday
happen
morning.
on, happen on one happy tweet that a trading robot
Exactly.
misinterprets, and blip, you 3x your some
Hmm.
weird coin.
I was about to say, just put on a suit and you'll look more professional, and then they'll
Also
believe
true.
you just like they believe other people. But then I'm thinking about like my own situation of my friends and family. Like my immediate family, they want to learn what it is that I'm talking about. But then whenever we're in public scenarios, like they don't know, my friends and family, they don't know enough to talk publicly to another group of people and expose them to crypto. And I can see them like shy away from it a little bit. I just wish that I could more professionally
But the thing
show my
is,
friends and family.
they know you from before, and that's why it's you
That
have the
factor of
least.
knowing all of my failures
Yeah,
Yep.
and assuming that this is just another one of those trial
yeah,
and error
yeah,
situations, because
yeah.
I have been an entrepreneur in my life. I have taken chances in a lot of ways, and that's, hey,
Yep.
no
Yeah.
risk, no
And
reward.
nothing is as
Yeah, so
fun
true.
as reminding your relative that you remember the last time you fucked up. This is
Mm-hmm.
exactly like that last time. We
Mm-hmm.
almost gave you 500, and then you went bust.
Yeah,
Fucking,
so
you're not a
true.
poker player. We know that now.
Your
Whatever.
poker face doesn't work either.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
I've
y'all have
actually
this.
Yeah.
I've actually played poker some like quite a bit in the like early 2000s when NHL was on strike right after.
Yeah.
That's when it was like really easy. Actually, I came in second. I think it was 2007 or 2008. There was this website called T6 Poker. Turned out to be a fucking scam, but the website was running. The poker client was like playable. There was a lot of people there, a lot of fish on the website. Every Sunday they had a €500,000 guarantee tournament with 6-player tables, and they guaranteed 500,000 in the prize pool, even though it might be that some Sundays you only had like 3,000 people playing, and there was
Yeah.
a €250 ticket.
So
And
buying
I
only
came,
It was
250.
fun.
That's not bad.
no, and I made it to the money several times, but my best evening I came in second. I think I made something like €37,000 or something.
Let's go.
Yeah, that took, it was a good 7 hours or something.
Yeah. Having
The whole
fun.
tournament. Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole tournament. It started at like 9, 10 o'clock in the evening, and the final table was done maybe 5 in the morning.
And back then you probably was one big smoke place because smoking was still a thing back then.
Yeah, but it was an online tournament.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I was at home, just shut my laptop. I sent an SMS to my boss at work that I'm not coming in tomorrow, uh, and I went to bed. And the missus was like, "Oh God, it's so late. Come on, get to bed. How did it go?" And I was like, "Yeah, I went one. Well, okay, I came in second. I made almost 40 grand. Good night."
Have a good one. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And she was like, "Okay, good night." And then she was like,
40
"What?"
grand?
What? That was fun. Yeah.
Next
And I
morning
didn't.
she was on her
I didn't.
laptop. 40 grand, you said.
Yeah. How do you play poker? I didn't. It was this. I what we did was we split the profits with this other guy to bring down, because it has a lot of volatility. So bring down the volatility. You can like go halfsies with somebody. So you split your winnings with somebody in the tournament, and if he wins, he splits his with yours. So I got like half of the money to myself.
still a
Still,
decent amount of money.
still a
Almost
decent
salary,
amount. Yeah,
almost a year's salary for most
like a
people.
half a year's at least.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, 17, 18. Yeah,
something like 17 grand.
yeah.
So, yeah,
6 months of pay. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shout out
Should
to Turin in the chat, and Crypto Truth have also joined us. And then
hey,
somebody's
Crypto Truth.
oh, Crypto Truth, what's up, man?
Hey,
Let's
what's up? In the
go.
Dominican
dude.
Republic. Yeah, we're live.
I love
How's it
that.
going, man?
You know, I'm so positive. I'm super happy to be here. Like the opportunity to speak with you guys, share this. You know, I'm in my grand office here. Let me just show.
Let's
No.
go.
I mean, I'm getting it. And let me show the street, the active lunch hour. Dominican
Sweet.
Republic. Here we go. Here we go.
Some pop-up tacos or roti. You get any
Look,
jerk around there?
Any what?
Jamaican jerk?
No, man, this is Dominican Republic. They don't.
I'm just
The
spitting out
Dominican.
Caribbean food.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, but there's a whole bunch of babies. We got a whole bunch of babies. I got some merchandise. Look, the goal is within the next month. See, I have a few buddies that have factories, and they're making like all this stuff. I have shirts and everything's blank right now. But the goal is in the next month to be able to do something where I can go ahead and basically I'm looking to put PulseX, Pulse Chain, Hex, and everything, you know what I mean? So that we can spread the word, and then also it's just gonna bring notoriety and people become more familiar with it. I mean, it's all about getting the word out. Bon you? Huh? Okay, amen.
Well,
That's
Oh, man.
wonderful.
Yeah.
You got some
do they
fans
all
over
come
there,
from
man.
the same fabricator?
Yeah, so the clothing, that is actually, there are so many factories here that everybody pretty much is having their own clothing factory. And if they don't have one, they go and they learn for like a few months from somebody, and then they start their own. So the pricing here for clothing in the factories, they're local factories, obviously not like commercial size. They're selling anywhere from 20 cents to $1 a piece. And it's how we want them. So I'm like, if we can get this throughout the world, imagine how many Hex shirts, how many Pulse Chain, how many PulseX. I have 300 items right here, just for example, and I didn't even pay $100. I'm just letting you guys know. So how the numbers works is every time you're just buying, you're buying what they have available, and then there's also excess stock. And so because there's so many factories here, like there's an opportunity. And I was like, for the past 6 months, I've been trying to figure it out. Long story short, you know, I came here about 5.5, 6 years ago. And just through losing so many times in my life, I just didn't want to give up. And so I learned, you know, hey, you can get along here, you can learn here. And then you're also opening your mind to a new culture. It's a new way of thinking. And then through opening that doorway, it led me here to you guys as well. So, I mean, I think we all can help one another just by bringing, hola, ¿cómo está? Sí, es baratísimo, claro.
La doy por 8.
Ah, yo no sé, yo necesito ver, tú traer aquí y nosotros hablamos.
Ve allá que yo vivo ahí.
Ok, pero yo necesito ver aquí cómo yo vas a entrar todo eso.
No, ahorita cuando tú cierres tú puedes ir en la noche. Yo vivo ahí en la calle 2 de la Carmelita.
Ok, cuando tú me ves, tú me avisas.
Te dejo el número mío para que me llames.
Tú coge el mío y tú me escribes con su nombre. So guys, what I'm trying to say is I'm super happy. Sorry that, you know, I got off subject here. I saw the opportunity to show you guys the clothing, and I was like, man, this is the first chance I could really show someone like the real deal. It's the truth. It's live. I mean, it's opportunity, and I'm gonna get it out there.
Do you have anybody over there who can do prints on those shirts?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing that I don't have. I'm not very liquid. I'm like near nothing. I started from zero about 4 months ago. I've lost a few businesses in this country because, you know, of the exact same thing that Richard was talking about, like third world country. It's really difficult. There's a lot of people that take advantage of you. But I think that's mainly because you don't speak the language. It's easy for people to take advantage of you. And so at first, for the first few years, I didn't speak the language. And so I had a lot of people take advantage of me. But now they tell me I'm quicker than they are. Because, you know, it's just utilizing the lessons you can learn in your life. And whatever the best lessons are, that best information, you're just putting that on top. And so combining what I've learned in English with another culture, it's just, you know, it raises your intelligence, I feel, and your experience. Okay. So, I mean, I was so happy in this moment to show you guys the opportunity that I'm currently working on. I'm new in crypto as for like a year, but I learned so fast that Richard was the one because of the information that he was providing. And so because of his choices, he led me to become a follower of Hex and also to follow his friend 849-402-6707. Dios te bendiga, caballero. Déjame ver. No.
Que tiene teclado malo.
40.
Que tiene teclado malo.
Dude,
Okay.
you're closing all the time, man. ABC,
I'm
always
so
be
sorry.
closing.
I'm sorry, my brother. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. I'm super happy for you, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I started from the bottom, and a few years ago, I mean, I've lost.
I want to know about your failures.
What's that?
I want to know what failures in business that you experienced so that we can forewarn.
Okay, so the first one that was the heartbreaker that just, it really trashed my mind. I was messed up for about 2 years. 402-6707. Solo los cinco, quita los cinco y pone cero. So I had a liquidation business, and I just would go all the places. There's liquidation warehousing. There's people. There's liquidation.com. There's so many different companies, and you're like, well, who is the one? Who's the boss? And I got tired of seeing people selling stuff for so cheap, and then someone would just wave them off and say, well, they stole that. That's why it's so cheap. No, there's too many people selling cheap stuff. And so what I did was I just made it my mission to find out who is the boss. And so I started finding, well, there's many bosses, and it's not just buying directly. So what happened was I had a liquidation business. I grew it. I was paying people day by day. I was paying them for the hours they were entering in. It was an independent contract situation. Independent contractor. And I mean, I didn't really know what I was doing at all. This was when I was about 27, 28, 29, 30. I'm 37 right now. I didn't lose the business. People basically just have taken my businesses from me, and it wasn't legal. It wasn't the best. It wasn't legal how they did it. I've had a lot of lawyers tell me throughout the businesses that I've lost. Most of them are liquidation and wholesale, but before this was also barber shop. I have a cosmetology license, a barber license. I worked in a restaurant. I mean, I've done a lot of different things. I've had a few different businesses, but about 7 years ago, I decided to come here to the Dominican Republic. 6 years. It was 6 and some change. I came here because I have family here, and I visited about 10 years ago. And my aunt and uncle were missionaries here, and so I came on a missions trip, and it was just so incredible. I saw, without speaking language, I saw the opportunity that was here. I saw it was just so open and free, like the wild, wild west, it seemed to me. Like, you can do what you want, just don't cause problems. And I thought that was an interesting concept. It's like, well, that's so different than in the States or anything I've heard about. And so it was like, well, what do we do in order to, like, better that situation that they have over there? And so as I started spending more and more time over here, I started realizing, well, there's a lot of lack, but then there's a lot of extra as well. There's excess and lack. And so then I started learning about the culture, and they just find other things more important or valuable than we Americans do, or even Europeans. And it's less clean here than it is in the States and other places because they have less programs, programs, chemicals, like regulations. And so there's just a lot of need here in that regard. But as far as like financially, there's so many wealthy people here. As far as opportunities, I just see it unlimited. I mean, the businesses that I had was buying and selling clothes, food, jewelry, watches. I was one of the largest watch buyers of J.C. Penney's. I was buying 89%, I think they told me I was buying at one time, of their liquidated or overstock return watches and jewelry. So, I mean, I got all my liquidation knowledge, and I use that generally because liquidation is every business in the world. You can do cars, you can do medical equipment, you can do vitamins, you can do food, you can do every single thing. Everything is liquidated. You just have to know how to buy it and not listen to somebody saying, yeah, those are the ones that buy it, because people give false information. They just want to make your path longer rather than to, help you out. And so what I ended up doing was I found the food contacts, I found the watch contact, I found makeup contacts, and then I just started looking for everything. I found the bed contacts. And so, as you know, I've heard this hexagon community and possibility of putting together all this stuff, for a city or for whatever's going to happen. I was just thinking about how I could be a tremendous help in that area because of the amount of connections in the liquidation industry that I have. So we're talking about billionaires upon billionaires. The people, they could be any ethnicity. They could be of any class, any age as well. I mean, you have people that are in New York. You can look up Sarah Max. They're a major undergarments distributor. They do BCBG. They do everything for Kmart, Walmart, Macy's, any big box store. And they're huge. They're in New York. And so the owner of that, his name is Mike Sutton. That's just one example. And he and I have spoken. I have his contact information. He's a billionaire, right? There's other guys, and there's Topper Liquidations, and this is free information for everybody. It's not secrets. It's just knowing the business. And so, like, I'm willing to share with you guys. I know this is out of the realm of understanding of some, but others who have bought things for really inexpensive are familiar that there are different prices, different sellers, different buyers. And so there's not just wholesale and retail. There's the liquidation market. And so it was a huge lesson. And if you guys take a hold of this lesson, you yourselves will save millions and millions and also make in the same regard that. And you can do any business whatsoever. I just, as Justin, the same in crypto, like do your own research. And so I am not in a better situation because, like I said, I lost my businesses. I made poor decisions. I put people in charge. It was all a chain reaction, right? And because I didn't watch this chain reaction, it cascaded and it just crumbled. It went down so fast and so hard that it was unrealistic. Because I had the impression in my mind nothing was gonna happen. Like there's no way I could lose. I was on my way up, I wasn't big time, I definitely not Richard Hart level, definitely not anybody. I never had $1 million in my bank account. But what I can tell you is I grew up in a poor neighborhood in Florida. And the day that I made $25,000, $30,000 in 15 minutes on a phone conversation with somebody I never met that was buying products from me via online, like that opened my eyes. It opened my eyes. It's realistic. Millions and billions can be made just like that. It just depends what you have and how much you're selling it for. Yeah. And so, I know I totally took you guys on a rant there, but hey, perfect. You guys know me a little better now.
Hey, you gave me an idea that I want to bounce at you immediately. So, what island were you on?
I'm on the Dominican Republic right now, but I was over in Florida. I'm from Florida.
I bet if we put our heads together, like in the chat in Hex Foodies later, I bet we can come up with different waste streams that they have over there that they haven't realized they can utilize. So I'm thinking of off the top of my head, I'm thinking like composting food waste, vermicomposting, growing like small gardens and stuff. But in general, like if everybody has clothing factories over there,
Right.
you're gonna find that there's a lot of small pieces of canvas that are just a waste product, like not enough to make
No,
anything
there's
out of
tons
it.
and tons, truckloads of
But
it.
there's like, yeah, so we're gonna have to come up with some awesome invention on how we can utilize those waste streams, because the companies now have to pay to get rid of the stuff, or they burn it, or they just like abandon it somewhere, and like it's a waste for everybody. But I'm sure that if we put our heads together, we can come up with ways that we can create something useful out of the waste streams that are like in place there already, and at the same time that we're maybe coming up with a business idea. We're also helping the area locally by removing a source of waste locally from that area and making it like just easier for everybody.
I mean, I have no idea how we would start, but that definitely sounds like it would be
Yeah, yeah, but
a
all you
viable
need,
cause.
yeah, all you need to do is like keep your eyes open and look at the stuff people are throwing out. Like if they're throwing out stuff like glass bottles, like if you don't recycle glass bottles and stuff, you can take the glass bottles and you can make them into bricks. You can fucking build a house from
Right,
empty
right.
bottles. So that's like taking something out of the absolute waste stream and creating a useful product out of it, which is completely different from what it was before, and then taking it and making something that you can like sell.
Something
Like imagine,
usable.
yeah, like imagine finding enough recycled material that you could build a house somewhere and rent it out. You would have like income forever as long as the house stays up, and with very little money to like for the inputs. So that kind of stuff, I'm pretty sure that we could come up with all sorts of stuff that you could.
I'm open for the community. You know, anything that we're
Awesome.
trying to do, I know that is going to be better for the community, like the Hex community, the Pulse community. I want everybody worldwide to be involved, and so whatever I can do to be more a part of what you guys have going on, and just the overall worldwide community, like I'm all in, man. I'm all in. I mean, I'm
Awesome.
American, 37 in the Dominican Republic by choice, and it's a struggle, you know, sometimes. So like
Yeah.
I'm in it to win it, dude. I'm fighting that fight. I'm fighting it, and I ain't gonna get. They always want me, you know. Somebody wants to kick me down. I tell them, I'm like, I'm not like a cockroach in the fact of how they look, but it's hard to kill me, man. Like, it's hard, you know
How
what I'm
much
saying?
control do you have over the factories there? So let's say you find something where you can be the manufacturer and distributor for, let's say, upcoming Hex uh, clothing. How much
Right.
influence do you have on the manufacturing and getting them the supplies that they need in the quality that in general hexagons like to see? Because most of it is all from direct from internet. Let's be honest, it's after 5 times washing you can throw it away. So
Right.
most of them are looking for more quality stuff. And if you
No,
have control
I
over it,
agree. Quality is definitely needed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
But what you would provide as of right now are printed shirts, right? Not intricate woven
Exactly.
material or something.
Honestly, any type that is required or desired is available. I mean, it just depends which factory I'm gonna go to. So like the price is so cheap. Obviously, if it's a really special material, it's gonna have a little bit higher cost. Depends on the
course.
material. I mean, that's everything. But the prices I gave you are realistic, and I can't even stress to you, like sometimes I pay only 10 cents.
So
I'm a
earlier
pretty
I was
I'm a
thinking
For
pretty good
what?
about
Like a 10 cents for like a T-shirt or like
exactly,
yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
so
exactly.
That's
earlier
10
I was
cents, 20 cents, 50 cents. I'm not talking about dollars. I'm talking about cents.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
intuitively, I knew that you were going to come on and talk about clothing because Finbear has had some socks in his
Oh,
mind for a long time. But you
yeah,
would
There's
have
a
to have
huge stock
access to
factory
wool.
here in the
yeah.
Dominican Republic that does Nike. They do Columbia. They do everything socks. It's called In Alert. I've known them for about 5 years now, and they're just itching to do some business with me. So like, there's all that they can do custom in-house everything, and you're looking at about $10 to $20 a dozen for a
Yeah.
custom
I would love to
sock.
see like tracksuits. I like to wear
That's what I'm
like
talking about. The pants and the shirt with the jacket.
exactly.
That's
Mm.
As
that's
soon as
where
you
it
get
is.
it from uh like a brand, it's instantly you know it's quality and it will last for a long time. If we can make something like this in hex with the same quality as the name brand and even
Exactly.
have some design freedom within it, because there are a lot of people within Hexaco that know exactly how to draw something up but don't have what you have. And that's the beauty of Hexaco. If we can just come together, there are a lot of people that are artistically amazing but can't follow through after that
Agree.
point. So if we can just get this all together, then we can we could literally thrive as the community. You're not
Well,
dependent on the
exactly,
income
and it
of
could also
Hex
be a
alone.
business.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't hear your statement, Truth. What did you just say?
And it would also be a business for the community. Like what
Right.
my idea of this whole thing is we come together exactly like you're saying. The artists come in, the people
Mhm.
that have fashion design, and they're like, no, it's too wide at the bottom. And what I want to do is sometime in January, it's like my goal. I want to have some sort of sample, and literally before I join this live right now, I was typing the eco builder and I was like, hey, I was like, if I get some samples, can I send them to you like, give them out to some people?
Oh
And
yeah.
like, I'm just trying to figure out how can we get the word out? And also, hey, this is available. We can start something with these designs, with
Mhm.
this style of
Mm.
merchandise. And it could be as simple as the t-shirt
Ooh.
and shorts like I
Yeah.
have, and I could have them work on that to have something simple, yet it's nice, it's quality, it's not bad material, anything like that. And so we get that sent out, and then there's like a physical, like it's a real thing. And so people can be like, yeah, I would like that. And I was thinking of putting up something like to help present and future hexkins such as myself, right? Like I'm about to have my first, I sacrificed for pulsex
Let's
in
go.
January, a day
Nice.
after I found out about it. And I was like, I'm in on
I'm
this,
in.
right? That's what I'm at. But I didn't have like,
Legend.
I didn't have any big time money anyways. And so I didn't even get into hex yet. And today I'm about to get some because just entering in money in the
Oh
Dominican
yeah,
Republic makes it
get
difficult.
some.
Yep.
Fucking
Even
No, I'm getting it. I'm
if
getting it. Look,
ever
animate.
I'm
today.
100%.
Oh
I'm
man,
100%,
Yeah.
man. I've been
this
doing
is a
everything I
now-
can.
perfect day, man.
Now we know
Yeah,
back
so-
in the day when you first heard about Pulse X, you didn't sleep. You just watched Richard Hart videos through the night, right?
Exactly. I watch him still, except he doesn't put any videos. But did you guys see, dude? I went wild with Paul Barron, and when he was on Paul Barron, dude, I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. Paul Barron is getting the heat. He's getting the heat. And it
Nice.
was awesome because he was trying to control Richard, but Richard's like, "Look, man, I told you." And he's like, "I know. He's like, "You don't know. I told you." It
Yeah.
was good, man.
How high can
It
the
was so
price
fun.
go?
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
dude, you know what? That video went under the radar. It's hard to even pop up. I've been seeing somebody's been
video are we
gatekeeping the
talking
videos,
about?
man.
The
What
one with
video?
the
Is it,
amazing delay. It's
was it
the
like
one
a
you,
week
man,
ago
yeah,
or something?
that thing
yeah,
was on
two or three
point, and
weeks
it
ago.
had so many
Facing reality,
diamonds, so
track
many
it down.
gems in there.
Can
It
you
was
send
fire.
me the link facing reality
Sure.
if you know the video?
Yeah.
I
And
think I've not seen it.
so what I wanted to get back to on the business side of things is if we can get the community going and we factor in something, we could also pay. We could have them pay with like hex. You know what I mean? I want to do it where it's only getting someone's only getting it if they're a hexagon and or paying with hex. Wouldn't that be like beneficial for the growth?
That's why the exchanges die. That's
Yeah.
why those Luna and all this stuff died, because the issue is that we can't financially peg a business in time of business payments to a cryptocurrency that's fluctuating up and down. That's not a smart business decision.
Okay,
Of
I
course,
guess it was based on my
we
need for hex. I just need
yeah,
it so
of course,
much.
yeah, of course we can have. You could have a product where you only deliver if the order has a ERC20 address attached to it, and there's staked hex in there. That's when.
Yeah, we can say there's a certain level to where,
yeah.
to be in the club, to own the products, to be able to shop in the store, you have to prove that you are a squid or higher or something. I don't know. Or
Yeah.
stake
Yeah,
hex,
that makes
just
Yeah.
five
the barrier
Various
to
t-shirts.
info.
entry is greater.
Yeah.
So I could just sign a statement like I'll sign crypto truth with my wallet where I have my stakes. I'll sign that statement. It spits out a piece of code. I'll send it to you, and you can go and you can sort of unwrap it and see that, okay, this guy who signed this statement owns this account, and this account has stakes, and then you could send your stuff. But yeah, and also there's the thing that if people make payments in hex, that means that they also take payments in hex, which eventually means that because
They
they have
sell
a
hex.
business and expenses, they're gonna have to sell the tokens to pay the expenses.
True.
So it's easier and faster. Plus, you have all the insurance stuff. If you pay with your Visa or Mastercard or whatever, you're insured against fraud and all kinds of stuff. Like they can claw back the money from somebody who tried to scam you and stuff like that. And we don't yet have those in crypto, so it's better to have payments with Visa, and it's really easy to spin up if you get the company going.
So
That's the whole thing.
here in my hometown, on January 21st, I'm hosting a get together. So if you're able to get me anything, if anybody's able to get me anything, I will, hand it out as a goodie, or I could display it and tell people, the link to follow through. Like these Richard Hart, those past, I was about to say pastels, but acrylics, right? I purchased a few of those from the guy over in Switzerland, and then gave them out. But I also got like a bunch of cards and T-shirts and hats and stuff that I was handing out as well. So I would be glad to distribute the stuff or show it off. I think the business decision for you, Truth, is that we can work together to design something, and then we can have a showroom somewhere else in order to have a higher price and a higher, a higher financial profile of the person who's buying it, I guess, rather than, the folks, your showroom being there on the street that you have right now, where maybe those people can't afford the prices that we're wanting to get coming out of it. I want to know, do you often see like World Cup jerseys being created?
Yeah, I mean, I see everything that anything that sells, they're already producing. You could look at this as a small China, because there's a lot of Chinese. There's a lot of I mean, there's probably a small Chinatown, here somewhere. I go and there's tons and tons of wholesalers, so they produce everything that somebody's doing in China. They're doing it here as well.
So how much success have you had in getting the word of crypto across to people? Do people want Android phones?
All I'm trying to say is, if I had some base, like where I can buy a few computers, show a few people, I've already signed people on to they're in the test net. I don't even count the people. I've spent hours with people because I have about 5-6 years here, and I've made a lot of friends. The problem is, because I'm so poor, you know what I mean? I don't have the lifestyle. I don't have the symbolization that people they analyze and they accept as successful, because I've lost so much. I mean, I've made a lot of money, man. I've had a lot of businesses. I've moved money as well. But I've made a lot of mistakes, and when I was younger, and it's, I had to restart. And so because of that, I'm in this position where it's like, well, it's hard to make people believe when they're like, yeah, well, you're doing real well, huh?
We were talking about that earlier.
Like,
yeah.
It's tough, but I'm gonna keep smiling, man, because I know I'm gonna get there. Crypto's gonna help me really big time with all the connections I was telling you about. Liquidations is where it's at. It's a trillion dollar industry.
Yeah.
Because every product in every store is liquidated when it does not sell. Every single Louis Vuitton, Dolce & Gabbana, Burberry, you name it, it is sold, and I know where to get it. And I'm talking about $1 million in stuff, sometimes for $10,000, because of its age, because of its condition. And so, like,
get liquidated Androids.
They use iPhone and Android, both.
Maybe we could get liquidated Androids and help the spread of cryptocurrency over there. And then also, are you able to be more in the limelight? Are you able to be on YouTube? Do you have a YouTube channel?
I have one. It's just, dude, I'm using my phone. Look, I use my phone. My phone's not the best phone. It's like
before my last phone, I had to delete everything in order to get the new thing on there. Like it was always I was always filling it up, and then I would run out of space for apps.
You need graphics, you need everything. Yeah.
Right.
So if it's possible, man, I want to send this stuff to you. I want us to do a whole bunch of information exchanging. I'm open. I'm with the community, and I'm pushing the word here. It's just I don't have the access. I'm doing everything I can at this point. And then 4 months ago, I left my girlfriend. You know what I mean? And I left her my business. I had a business, a bigger business, and I was doing really well, but I realized I was being taken advantage of. And, my relationship with God, he was like, hey, well, do you want me or do you want her? And I was like, wow, I didn't realize I was going against you by being with her. And so I left her, and everybody around me, they're like, but you left everything. You're so crazy. And I was like, well, God was like, the only way to leave her and not have anybody, backlash or anything coming after you, because you're with her for 2.5 years, just leave everything and start fresh. And I was like, but it's so hard, God. And he's like, well, just believe in me. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it. Because before, like I was telling you, a few years ago, about 6 years ago, I lost businesses on a big level. I lost my kids. My ex-wife, she took them, and, that's a whole nother story. So, like, I was like, very stressed. These last 6-7 years was like a roller coaster for me. And this last year has been mainly focused on crypto, but it's like the people that have the money here, the crypto millionaires that are in the Dominican, they're not helping the poor. They're not even in the street. And so the ones that are learning from them are spreading the word that you need to be a trader, right? And I'm like, no, you definitely don't want to be trading. Here's why. And so I just run down the hex. I run down the examples of the increase in the prices. and the time related to it and how, okay, and then the people are like, okay, so I need to buy the right one and just hold it. And then, yeah, so now we're at a process where I can easily explain it's better to buy and hold. But for them to see and enter into the market, there's not banking that allows you to get in easily. You need to have all sorts of different ways to get in. They have the Bitcoin ATMs, but I haven't been able to find one that I can use. I know that sometimes they open and close at different times. So there's just, in this country, as well as I'm sure many others, they're making it very difficult to get in cryptocurrency, as well as the education is non-existent, as you well know. It's just not available. And so
Yeah,
we
or
need ways.
often wrong as well,
Well,
non-existent or completely
I need to
wrong.
print out these pamphlets. I mean, I wrote a little summary on the 15 Ways to Fix the World by Richard Hart, but I'm almost done with a smaller pamphlet, and I want to print out like a couple thousand of those because I know a lot of people here, and I go to events weekly. I do the flea markets. I go everywhere in this country because it's like the size of Florida, basically. So it's easy to get around. But this is a huge opportunity. We can literally get all this country on board because they're interested in crypto. They're interested. They just don't have the way, the know-how. And I want to do the school. I've wanted to do this whole time, but it's like, well, you see my business, right? Like, I mean, I'm working with a little bit here, not a whole bunch. And so,
I
like,
just got an
to rent
idea
a
about what.
location,
Yeah.
let me just to rent a
Yeah.
location, like a big space to have about 50, 60 people. It's only like $200 a month, and for the lights, it's like $50. So you got 2,000. You got that's like 2,000 pesos. So it's like $250, and then you got the internet. Your internet's another like $30 to $40. So it's less than $300, and you have a location with lights, water, and Wi-Fi. So it's like, how can you not educate? Of course you can educate people. It's so available here. It's just the process is baby steps, because if you don't have the money, you have to create the money. And in order to create the money, you need to like do something to create the money, whether it's investing or working. And the working here, you make around 50 to 100 an hour. I haven't worked here. I've been working for myself, which is that's out of the normal imagination and perception of another as it goes. Because when I say I've been working here, I've been like doing my thing, but on a small scale, guys. So, I mean, again, I just wanted you guys to be more familiar with who I am, my personality. I'm a go-getter. I didn't know Spanish or Haitian before I got here. Now I speak fluently in Spanish and a little bit of Creole, as you know, the Haitians speak. And I've made contacts with shoe companies here. There are clothing companies, the ones that do Nike, the ones that do all the big dogs. I mean, they got them in different countries, but I've been to the factories here. So I've made the contacts as if I had the money that I used to have a little bit of. And the people are just waiting for us to get it started. And so for me, it's like, well, hex. And then obviously the other that are coming down the line. But it's like, we need to push that narrative. We need to push the freedoms at hand, you know, that is going to be for our freedom to move, our freedom to use, freedom of speech. I mean, every single liberty that we're taking for advantage. I mean, I think that we should really jump on board in pushing the bigger vision, which Richard has. I mean, I feel like it's a like-minded vision. He just has his vision placed a lot more clearer than maybe a lot of us do, especially me. I mean, and his experiences, he hasn't allowed tear him down, but rather he's just continued to build himself up. And so from all the interviews that I've seen, all the education that presented, many of the people just don't like his delivery because he's strong, you know, he's very direct. And then he's a little angry that people weren't listening and they weren't following what he was trying to help them out with. And so I feel like he's been, even in that regard, he's been a godsend because he's really been stepping on the people's toes that don't like it. And then the ones that couldn't hear it because all the people were speaking so So softly, he's reaching out to all of them. So he's reaching everybody. It's just whether someone wants to learn. 150. Mira ese baratísimo, pero coge mucho por 100. Yeah.
Mucho por 100.
Uh-huh. Various. Yeah, so, I mean, I know. Richard's the man. I'm super happy. The reason that I really stayed on is because I saw the teamwork that everybody was working on. And I mean, Victor and Felix, I haven't ever spoke to them, but I feel like those guys, you know, they're helping put together the projects. I've never seen anything negative. No, solo 100 pesos. Oui.
Yeah, I was thinking about what Finbear was saying about all the waste stuff that they have. How not if we just combine the both? You have access to people that make clothing and the
Right.
ability to do sewing and everything.
Yes.
We all have all this waste. Why not use the waste
Exactly.
as we have enough creative minds that can create or design clothing with the logos and every design that we want, but use the waste clothing or pieces of cloth and sew them on new clothing as branding for this way you can have everything. We appreciate handwork more than something that is just printed because it has no character. You will also have the
Es en vivo.
you also have the benefit that it says recycling. We all want to do recycling, so you will add a lot of positives to just one concept. We don't use it over here because physical labor is too expensive to do so. But the way
Very
you're
expensive.
describing it, we can utilize all these factors because of labor is so cheap relatively. I think this should be something we could set up. I think
I
hexagons
mean, I
would
think it's a
be
home run for the community. Whatever we can come together on. I know I would be super interested in sending stuff within the next week or two. If somebody could help with the shipping, I'll pay it. Sí, así se ve bien.
Le voy a decir a mi mamá para que te lo compre.
Okay. Yep.
I think one of the
I would
biggest
like to send
expenses
it if
is
you
going to
can
be
help
shipping.
with shipping.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because
I
it's
think
like,
one of-
And that could
yeah.
be set up like you could buy your own label over there, and I could go to an office here, and I could just drop it and they'd ship it like that. If that's something that we could do, I could definitely start very soon. I could even get them to do samples of some like custom clothing we're gonna have, rather than just buying, because like there's so much. I could literally just go buy pants and shirts and put our labels on it, but it's not gonna be like custom. It's gonna be however they're mass producing.
do you have a PayPal account?
I do not.
Do
Actually-
you have the Telegram app?
I do have a Telegram.
You have the Telegram app?
I have Telegram app, I believe. Yeah, it's the app. I mean, I use Telegram, so I guess it's the app.
Like Hex,
Yeah.
Hex Crypto Telegram group and the PulseChain.com or PulseChain.com Telegram
Yeah,
group.
yeah.
Okay.
He uses Telegram.
The reason
I
why
am
I'm
not
bringing
in
this up is
any-
because there's a Hex design.
I'm in the Hex Design
inside
group.
of-
I'm in that.
Okay.
I'm in there.
All right. I was just making sure because in that area we'll be
You're in that
throwing
group.
designs. Yes, totally.
Yeah.
So
I'm in
we
there
could
as well.
actually just
Yeah,
look
Finbear, you're in
through-
everything. You're in all the things.
He's our bear.
Yeah,
I know,
try to
man.
be-
Every time
I try
get
to
in the
be in-
room,
I try to
talk
be in
them,
all
I'm
of
like,
the
hey,
things.
Finbear.
So like what we're able to do is we'll be able to use Hex Design as the main design table to point and talk about, getting something down the
Exactly.
road. Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, that sounds freaking awesome.
So whenever it comes down to like big shipments in the future,
yeah.
we,
But I
would,
think-
we would need to make like huge orders and get them shipped at a good price. And then we could maybe do like a yearly edition of these Hex clothings. And
So-
I'll be having stuff here. That's my plan for right now. So every 3 months, I'll throw a meetup get together, and maybe sort of like what Facing Reality was talking about. Maybe these other groups who are creating Hexagon meetups, maybe they'll be willing to receive our packages and distribute over there as well.
My phone has like 1% or something. It's about to die. Like the camera turned off. I don't know if you guys hear me or not. This is horrible
Yes.
timing because I really want to talk to you guys. But
Yeah.
literally, it's probably gonna die anytime soon. I have
Hex Foodies on Telegram. Hex Foodies.
Yeah. And also, Eco Builder, you got my message I sent on like Instagram or Twitter or something like that.
Okay.
I'll we could also change information there, and I'm gonna get on, but I probably won't be able to get on for like an hour. I gotta go back to the house to get my charger.
All right.
Cool, man.
Do your thing, man.
It's great seeing you, man.
Yeah, for
What's
sure.
the
I mean, I
blessing?
hope that we
Yeah.
can really figure out something, do something together, because I'm just super happy. This is the first opportunity I got to share, and you guys got to see. It didn't look the best, but for at least you saw the minimum, the variety of different clothes, and all those were brand new. And I'm telling you, it's super cheap. We just have to figure out the logistics of shipping. Because it's like I told you, the prices is like less than $1 unless we change the specific type of fabric that's being used, and then it would be, it could be really expensive, depending on organic Pima cotton or something like that. I'm
We'll
just
figure
saying,
it out.
so
That's
I'm
awesome,
super
man.
excited. Thank you so much, and I'm gonna let you guys go so it doesn't just cut off like a crazy person.
All
Yeah,
right.
don't worry
See you
about the
guys.
experience.
See
All
you
we see
later,
is
man.
opportunity. See you later.
Okay, awesome. We're gonna be talking a lot then. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
You guys are
for sure.
champions, and Richard Hart is the man.
Let's
For
go.
sure, man. For sure.
Yeah. All right. Talk to y'all soon.
Okay, man. Cheers.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I don't know what's up with my.
Just
I'll just
close the
I'll boot
window
'em.
or click on the Leave Studio button. There you go.
Booted them. All right, so I think like from $6 to $7 would be the appropriate price point for a top, and maybe like up to $9 whenever we're adding a zipper and making it long sleeves and stuff. What do you guys think?
That is for base
Like-
cost. So everything, manufacturer,
For his
shipping.
cost.
For his cost. Oh, that's perfect.
I don't know what shipping would be. I think we would have to like bulk
I
ship.
think
in
shipping
order
is
to get
gonna,
it.
yeah, shipping
gonna
is
make
gonna
it
be the most
expensive.
expensive part. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, because you could also do those things locally. So there are
Ship
fishermen
it locally
or
within
no,
the
no.
island.
yeah. No, I mean,
Just go and
instead
get
of
it. I sent it there.
Yeah.
instead of using the big container ships that are just overpriced right now, there's a
Uh-huh.
lot of people that still have boats that would do the trips that you could do or could use to cheaply get things across. It's the same way we do it over here. So if we want to have things from the Netherlands to Africa, in this case Morocco, we could do the traditional route, but it's extremely expensive. But we know there are a lot of people going to Morocco by van almost on a daily basis. So we just phone one up and say, I got a crate. This is the size. Do you have room? What will it cost me? And sometimes I can fill a complete van for $1,500, and he will
Mhm.
drive all the way to Morocco. So there
It's
are
not-
ways to.
The trip is not as long as you're thinking, Davin.
He just needs to get it
few-
up to
few
Miami,
thousand
and
kilometers.
then it can take another course.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I have to hop off as well.
We're running late.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
running late. Have a
Well,
good
of course,
Somebody-
because we got some good traction
interesting.
there at the end when it got
That's amazing.
interesting. Yeah, that's
Damn.
freaking awesome.
Turin also talks about Famous's website, like HOA
Hex
has
to Learn.
been.
Yeah. I love Hex to Learn. The beauty about Hex to Learn is that it's already in so many languages.
Yeah, Turin, we're not sure what the wholesale price is, but right now I love the idea of tracksuits. I don't know if you guys love them.
Yes.
Finbear, did you have any interest in talking socks, or Are you going to pass up?
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I'm. Christmas time is the factory where I've been in contact with is really busy during. I've actually been like for reals, man. There's this factory over here. They make merino woolen socks that have this really thin silver string within the woolen string, so your feet don't stink because there's like physical silver
Antibacterial.
in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like they do most of the stuff that they do during this time. It all goes to Japan. Like they have a few big customers in Japan. He showed me some pictures of the stuff they make, and those guys pay through the fucking nose. So there's no way I can like get in between the factory and their Japanese, Johns. So I was thinking that come like maybe May or something, I'm gonna call them again, and I'm gonna have the thing sorted out. We already discussed the opportunity of me ordering like a set, say like 20 pairs of every size, and every size that they make, and they could keep the socks in their facility and just ship them out to the customers as orders come
Needed.
in. So I wouldn't even have to keep them in my house, which would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, I want to try.
Because otherwise everybody would get like slightly second-hand socks.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, man, I don't want to wash my socks again. I'll wear these for a day.
Everybody, please like, subscribe, but also
Yeah, Torin, I can sell Torin only the right foot.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's a huge. I don't know. Like, think of the positive side. That's a huge savings if you think about like a lifelong. you get to use all the socks twice.
Yeah. Self humor, I love it.
And depending on if your pants have a zipper or not, maybe you can like turn your pants over. You could also wear them twice as long.
Hey guys, this has been a good one, so please share it. Let's get some more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Guilders in here, and especially since we're talking about entrepreneur efforts right here in two different ways: the crypto way and the physical merchandise. Really interesting.
Yeah, this was awesome, man. Let's do it again next week. I'm pretty sure we were gonna.
I'll be there.
Come on, Davin.
Bye.